Make this season count. I mean, let's make sure that we spread all the joy. But speaking of government, guys, let's now talk about what government is doing or not
or should be doing.
Because it's a feedback loop, right? Government people. We can tell you, for one, that the All Progressives Congress, bless you, Jeffrey, has announced the defection of the Plateau State Governor, Caleb Mutfwang, from the PDP. Usually you have the governors or those concerned announcing their defections, but in this case, it is the receiving party that announced the defection. It was announced by the national chairman of the party, Professor Nentawe Uwada, who's also from the state. In fact, they contested the governorship election together. And this was announced at the 14th meeting of the party's national caucus. And he said, with the defection of Governor Mutfwang, the APC now controls the entire North Central. But that's not all. The PDP governors have now been reduced to 4, and some say, and counting down this time around. They're concerned about the old one-party state matter. But get this right, if it is the PDP that was receiving governors on a daily basis like this, they will be happy. If it is any other party, I don't think any party would say no to any governor defected. But whether or not this means well for our democracy is another thing entirely.
It can never mean well for our democracy, that's fact. But it's within their rights to defect wherever they want to go as it is. So let's do a quick audit. So if you go to the North Central, only one PDP. If you go to the Northwest, only one PDP. I think that's Zamfara. I think now the entirety of the North Central has been taken. The entirety of the South, if I'm correct, have also been taken, because the last was Siminala Ifubara taken. Where we have a distribution of parties is in the Southeast, where you have ABGA, Labour, and then the APC, where again, South, okay, Northwest, yes, okay, you have NNPP, I'm correct, yes. So just 2 states out of the 7, 2, NNPP and PDP still left there. And then if you go to the South, come to the Southwest, I think the only one left is, there's only one PDP, that's Oyo State, and then one Accord, and then the rest APC. So they kind of get distributed as much as possible. But this thing is turn by turn, as I say. There was a time when PDP was all over the place, having all of these many governors. I think I said then PDP had about 26 or 29. I can't remember the exact number. So APC, this is their turn to do this. At every point in time, it is never good for democracy. It speaks to lack of political party. I always add the word political party, because I know some of these individuals have their own ideologies. Political party ideology is missing. That's where you can see them move back and forth. You don't see things like this in Ghana. When Nana Akufo-Addo was there and then the NDC was not in power, you will see NPP was in power. You see that everybody that was working with Mahama, as at then the NDC, who are members of parliament, they stayed through until Mahama came back in power. So even if it's small, Ghana is driven by ideology. As big as we are, I don't know why we're not driven by ideology. So, and again, it speaks to, with the greatest respect, the quality of political stamina of the persons who are now governors. That's why I think that's why people like Rotimi Amechi had to say that this set of governors, they are not formidable enough. Most of them are new-timers. Most of these defects, those who are defected, are new-timers. They allowed one man fight them and chase them out of their own political party. So it's about self-preservation. It's about subservience to power, but it's not good for democracy. We should have a democracy such that even if, like in America, there has been time when the Democratic Party won literally almost all the states. There has also been a time when the Republican won literally most of those states. But you don't see them jumping. It's not that they don't jump ship, but it's not as it is right here. But they stay true, fights, push their ideologies, just like people are pushing now in America to get the Republicans out because they don't like Donald Trump, that's Democrats. Until tomorrow they are going to be in power. We should never have a time in our political history. We're not there yet. I hope we'll get there, where any party can sit pretty because they have the numbers. And is it the people, Kyle, will always ask that question, is it the people that are moving with them, or is it just the politicians that are moving on their own? Bukola?
Plateau for me is interesting, and for good reason, because the former governor I'm sure I'm correct, is of the All Progressives Congress, Simon Lalong. And the current governor, Caleb Mutfwang, won his own election on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. Little wonder that in his own case, and I imagine in some other cases of recent defections, the party was divided and still is, if you recall our conversation with our guest yesterday, PDP politician and a former aspirant in his own right, Mr. Kefas. The PDP is divided in Plateau State over, Governor Mutfwang's inevitable defection, and perhaps it is because they consider that victory in 2023 a hard-fought victory against the ruling party. At that time, it was even a hard-fought and won victory for the All Progressives Congress because of the disillusionment with the administration of the former president, Muhammadu Buhari. And so this defection may not be going down well with the leadership and, of course, stakeholders of the People's Democratic Party in the People's Democratic Party, yes, indeed, in Plateau State. And then there are other issues in Plateau State that, of course, are right at the heart of this defection: governance, the security challenge, and, the demand for accountability, or that we're hardly hearing from governors for the provision and support with the subnationals to tackle the very, very knotty issues of insecurity in the state. And this goes right at the heart of, the attention, albeit negative one, from the international community about the killings, the massacre en masse of people on the plateau, and in fact in Nigeria's North Central, of which we have seen, very little competence of the subnationals in being able to tackle it. Will that make any difference, now that we've seen this complete buying over of Nigeria's North Central by the ruling party? Well, that we'll have to wait and see how it plays out in the coming year or two, especially as we head to the general elections. Now, another issue is governance, good governance for the people, accountability, resettling those who have been, taken away, displaced from the ancestral homeland, of course, in the Nigeria's North Central as well, not just in Plateau State. The governors will keep saying that, this has to do with aligning with the center. Now, will it make all the difference now that they have defected, especially when it comes to issues of which is most critical as contained in the Constitution, security of lives and property, and giving the people a good ground to thrive and to actualize their dreams? I'm afraid I'm not so optimistic as Jeffrey would always say that we'll be back on this table in 2027 talking about the same old issues. And so the people must be wise and read between the lines and know what exactly is the motivation of their elected as this wave of defections continue.